Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of your new favorite gaming podcast thing, Dueling Joysticks. It's been like a month, so I'm a little rusty. I am sat here with two of my good friends. Who are you guys?
Sean.
Sam.
Excellent. Justin's not here. He's having one of his 2 Thanksgivings this weekend. Anyways, we're here to talk to you about video games. First off, let's just talk about what we've been playing a little bit. Sam, what about you? What have you been playing lately?
Oh, God, I've been playing so many games. Playing, probably, let's talk about, what is it, Planet Coaster?
Planet Coaster?
Planet Coaster, yeah, that's what it was. It's like a sim version of Roller Coaster Tycoon meets, like, The Sims. So, that's pretty cool, because you get it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but you can create your own roller coasters and then upload them to Steam Workshop so other people can view them, and if they like them, they can implement your coaster into their theme park.
That is pretty cool. Like, but it takes a lot of elements from the original Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, there's like satisfaction, it's excitement, fear, and nausea.
Does it have a lot of the same like ridiculousness that you can do in? I mean, like build.
Can you like traject roller coasters into crowds of people? Because that's what I would do.
I don't think you can, because if you want to build your own coaster, it has to pass the test run before people get to ride it. So that's kind of a bummer.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can't just have it like jettison people off into like a flaming pool somewhere,
like sharks.
Some guy litters and you just throw him on the coaster to death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you build a theme park without bathrooms?
Yeah, you can. And everybody's just like, I really have to go to the bathroom. Too bad. Or you could be one of those scum and like put bathrooms everywhere, but charge money to use them.
Oh. But so far so good.
Yeah, it's really fun. That career mode has some pretty cool, challenging stuff. Well, challenging for like gold, like the highest rated, achievement you can get in the things. But other than that, it basically just teaches you the basics. And the last one I did was you had to take control of a failing theme park, and some guy was like really in debt, and he was losing like $1,000 like a month or whatever. And so you get control of his theme park with like $8,000, and he's gonna lose $1,000 every month. And so you have to like balance his budget and then like make him make more money so he can pay off the loans that he paid. That's pretty challenging. But like, the guy bought all this land, and then he's like, he doesn't know why his theme park doesn't work, and he's got like the entrance to like a coaster, but it's like a mile away from the entrance. And he's basically just got like the food court plaza, and it's like, who the fuck's gonna go to a theme park just to eat at a food court? So
that's kind of a cool take on that genre, though.
Yeah.
Sean, what about you? What have you been
playing? Dishonored 2, definitely.
You've been playing Dishonored 2?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
It's good. I like it.
Is it kind of broken? Someone mentioned.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying on Steam. All the reviews.
Well, shadows are a little clanky in places, but other than that, like it's ran pretty fun.
There's like 3,000 reviews, and half of them are like mixed, and they're just like, this is poorly optimized. Like this in this day and age, my game should run perfectly, and all this other crap.
I mean, there's only one other kink that comes to mind, and that's when you like launch the game, like your mouse doesn't get captured. Like I can go onto my second monitor, but like I just alt tab back in. Yeah. And it's fine.
So you haven't noticed any like major performance issues or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, the frame rate could probably be better, but it's still super playable. Like when I get into it, like I'm not paying attention to the frame rate.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been seeing that a lot lately. They did that with I don't know if it was Mafia, but they did that with one of the other games I've recently released, where it's like got released and everybody on Steam, like I don't know if there's like a YouTube channel that's like, everybody go here and do this, and like all the guys' fans just like make a Steam account and go on there and like bash the game for having poorly or being
what
poorly
the
optimized.
Fuck?
It keeps happening.
You mean the No Man's Sky subreddit?
Yeah. Well, that I don't know. That doesn't qualify as a game, so.
So what about it? Like, how you liking it so far?
Yeah, it's super fun.
I mean, we watched that like Clockwork Tower thing, and that's the only exposure I've had to it so far.
I'm actually right at that place, or right before that place, rather.
Okay.
Sean was like,
in the
weren't
story,
you stuck on like the first level for a long time because you were like exploring the hell out of everything.
I was like, I don't know the controls, and then like once I got into it, like I actually feel like watching all those stealth VR games actually helped me. So like you know how you approach a situation. There's like two guys, by a light gate, and then there's a guy up here on a ledge.
Yeah,
and it's like this guy patrols, and you just observe stuff, and you can like take down guys one by one without getting detected. And
did you watch spoilers, or did you like just watch him and I just learn from him like how he was stealthing?
No, I haven't watched any of his like Dishonored 2 videos.
Okay, but, yeah, that's what I was asking.
But I mean, just like watching and like absorbing all how he plays the game.
Yeah, you're supposed to watch and look at patterns. It's like
yeah.
Programs, they don't just randomly do shit.
But anyway, like the second level that I played, you're in like this this like alchemy like establishment, and there's like so many layers to the building and stuff. I feel like this game is made for me because like I go to every nook and cranny and like explore. You find like currency, you find runes to advance and stuff. It's super fun, and there's like the game does a really good job of tying you through that level.
Okay.
Or pulling you through that level.
Are you playing as Corvo or as the princess?
I'm playing as the daughter.
The daughter. Sorry, yeah.
Well,
do you get a choice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you liking the abilities?
They're all like the same, I think.
So it's like there's the same, just kind of like reskinned. Because I know the chick, like, I saw the trailer, and, like, instead of devour rats, she, like, did, like, shadow locust things that came out of nowhere and devoured people.
There's variations of it. So, that like, they have all the same base ones, and then I think they added maybe a few more levels to each one.
So, like, empowers it even more or something?
Yeah, and I think, like you have one skill, and then it goes into a tree of either this skill or this skill to upgrade it, and it, like, morphs that ability.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And so I think you're like locked into that tree, and then there's like some of them even have 2 or 3 more iterations of the skill that you can expand upon.
Okay.
So it's like there's a lot to do in the skill tree.
That's pretty cool. What was that guy in the first game that was like the ethereal being, like the demigod?
He was the dude that gave you the powers, right?
Yeah. What was he called? Like the Stranger or something? Or,
oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
is he still in this one?
Yeah, there is a bit of that too.
Okay, because they kind of left that open, and it was like I didn't, Yeah,
I don't think they did a good job of explaining that. In the first one.
Yeah,
I
don't think so either. He was kind of like this Deus Ex Machina kind of thing, where he's just like he showed up to like. Yeah.
He's like,
here's your stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Half-Life 3 guy or Half-Life guy, I guess. G-Man.
Yeah,
G-Man. Just shows up, and he's like, "Here you go," and you're like, "What the fuck? All right."
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like books and stuff that are scattered around the game. Like there's tons of books. Like everywhere you look, there's a book you can pick up and like read about the lore or whatever.
Yeah.
And they talk about like this void and like this other world that goes unexplained. And
okay, has, like, that's pretty cool.
Mysterious element.
Does it have that same kind of feeling as the original game, where it's kind of like this like post-industrial like sort of gothic England sort of thing going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I really like that. I love the setting in Dishonored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially that second level. Like the locations and stuff are like super cool.
Okay.
Once you start playing the game, it'll be hard to stop for a little bit because
scenery.
Yeah. Just you kind of get tied into it. It's really cool.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
That's fucking awesome.
Well, I might get it then because I haven't the same laptop as you, and I was just kind of like, I don't know.
Dude, you guys, there's so many games though. There's so many games out right now. I mean, it's like
I can't go. Why would we start a game?
Yeah, that new Pokemon, I want to check out.
Well, it's like why do we start a gaming podcast? I don't want to record right now. I want to play video games.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we've been playing so like you and Trevor have been playing Tyranny.
Yeah.
Sam's been playing Roller Coaster World or whatever.
Yeah, Planet Coaster.
And then we've all been playing Titanfall. We've been playing Battlefield 1. Dishonored 2 is out. Pokemon games just came out. I don't know if you guys are going to pick those up.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up. I don't know.
Have you guys weren't kind of disappointed with the last?
Well, the last one looked kind of bad, but from watching the quick look on Giant Bomb, it seems like they improved a lot on the new one from like the mistakes they made from the past.
Did they say anything specific about like?
Well, I just from watching, I don't think they said anything, but like they have so you know how like they have so many different fucking types of Pokemon and all this shit. It's like if you fight a Pokemon once and you find a spell that's super effective against them, next time when you fight that Pokemon, it'll be highlighted and there'll be like a cue that says like this was super effective, so you can like tell what type of spell is super effective against that same Pokemon. So
that is kind of cool, because like the last one was like shitty, because I mean, you know, you started out like when we all first started playing it was like you know, like grass type, water type, fire type, rock type.
If you're fighting just like a certain Pokemon, you don't like, sometimes if it was like a gym leader, you'd be like, that guy looks like a rock, and you'd like, you know, hit him with water, and it turns out he's like rock, grass, or something like that, and it's a nothing and null, and then he hits you with like fucking some kind of, I don't know, like ice attack, and you're like, why the fuck does this plant that's also like dirt also have an ice attack?
Well, and like the last game, it's like you got like rock fairy psychic dragons.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, what do I use to counter this guy? But as long as you beat him once, or you find out like what type of spell is super effective against him, it'll stay like that. So if you counter that guy again, it'll be like, yo, use this against him. It's like, okay. It's a nice little. That's just one thing that I remember, but there were a couple.
That's definitely an improvement, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
I saw him mount like Tauros. Like he got a mount.
Huh.
You know how like you got like running shoes, or you got
the
a
bicycle.
Bike.
Yeah.
It's like this time I guess you just ride your fucking Pokemon. He was on like a Tauros and just like rampaging through.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. If we sound kind of weird right now, and you hear a lot of background noise and thumps and things like that, it's because we are, for the first time, recording in my new office-ish thing. And we don't have everything set up exactly yet. Not all the sound dampening things, and Sean and Sam are sitting on a plastic table, which does not help with sound reverberation. And every little thing that anyone touches is like a friggin' like drums in the deep. We like that. Yeah. Anyways, back to video games.
Fool of a toque.
I'm glad you picked that up.
Is that from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it sounded like it.
So, you know, from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Well, Sean, you just no. Okay, Sean just got Titanfall today. Yeah.
But I really want to play it.
It's so good.
We should play a couple games.
Super challenging.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have my laptop. Yeah.
Well, Sean, are you downloading it right now?
It's done.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, like I finished the campaign. I think Sam started it.
Yeah, I just killed Ash.
Okay.
Like the second boss, I think.
Oh that campaign is surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I mean, like people have been saying like, oh, you know, it's way improved from the first one, which I got to say, the first Titanfall was not a bad game, but it was overhyped for what it was, and like just the community fell apart, I think, because like all the things that they thought were going to be there weren't there.
Yeah.
It was a good game. I mean, the mechanics were sound, and luckily they've transitioned that over to the new one. So like the multiplayer for Titanfall 2 is really fluid and really fast paced.
Yeah. Just watching Trevor, like I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah, like the wall running and like the the little speed boosts and stuff like that. It's really fun. It's really cool.
Yeah.
You got to be in that mindset kind of though to play it, or you're not going to have a great time. But yeah, the campaign is like, I'm not going to give too much away, but
super challenging.
It's very challenging.
I'm playing on normal, and I've already died like 9 times. I haven't died in a campaign FPS game in like 9 years.
Damn. I did it on hard, and it was pretty punishing. There's like insane too after that, but the puzzles and stuff too that you end up having to figure out are pretty good. They're like Portal level, like.
Especially if you get all the helmets and stuff, like you'll see like something way up there, and you're like, "How the fuck do I?" And you remember you can wall jump and wall run, double jump, and you're like, "Oh, okay." So you have to like MacGyver your way up there.
Yeah, dude. And no spoilers, but it's like there are levels in there where you're pressed for time, and you have to pull off some pretty crazy shit, and it's really fun. Like by the time you're done, you're just like, "Oh, I can't believe I just did that."
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna enjoy it for sure. Nice. But yeah, we got to play some multiplayer on that too, which is also good.
Yeah,
that is a hard game to transition to coming from Battlefield 1 though, because it's like I had been playing only that up until this point, and
all
everything's
vacant space, and you can kind of take your time and get in a tank, and
going prone and crawling like up through bushes and like getting like the perfect position, and goes from that to like fucking ADD speed run.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
Yeah.
Parkour mixed with like, fucking no scopes mixed in with like robots. Like, what the fuck, man?
I see a bunch of GIFs on the internet where people like try and charge tanks and stuff. And they're just like suiciding, basically. I don't know what they're doing, but they're funny.
Yeah, I mean,
does that actually do any damage to the tank
in Battlefield or what?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe like using their repair tool on an enemy tank will do damage. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I saw one of those in Battlefield 4 the other day. Like, the guy like fell onto the tank.
Yeah,
or they were having like a Mexican standoff, right, with two tanks.
Yeah,
they both shot each other, and
I
then
think
he got out.
A normal standoff.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. They did shoot each other. But anyway, he like took out his repair gun and finally like killed the...
Okay.
That was funny.
Blew up his tank, so he exited his tank and like fucking torched it real quick. He's like, yeah, fuck your tank. How about that?
What, I don't know.
What are we looking forward to?
Sure.
I'm looking for the Diablo 2 Necromancer stuff. Or, sorry,
Diablo 3. Yeah.
And then they're also putting in, I'm told, the entirety of the Diablo 1 campaign. Like, because Diablo...
What? Isn't that what's already out? I think it's already
that's
out.
That's what I thought. Maybe it is.
Yeah, I think it's already out.
Wait. So let me get this right. They're taking the entire Diablo 1 campaign and putting it into Diablo 3. Is it like...
I think it's. I don't think it's the campaign, but it's like all the levels, and then you ascend to hell.
Oh, okay.
Or descend, right?
Yeah, you get to fight the original Diablo, and I think they said there's an option where you can fight him in his original pixelation. So like like a 2D sprite.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 3D game, or I guess maybe you'd probably have to convert the whole thing because that'd be kind of weird. 3D like running around like this 2D sprite or whatever.
That was going to be my next question. It was like, did they update it, or do you just like zone in and all of a sudden your character's like a little pixel beast?
It's just like the Game Busters dude. Or what's I think in Super Smash Bros. Where he's just like a 2D guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Game & Watch?
Yeah.
Guy?
Game & Watch.
Yeah. I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I said it was an option though, so you probably get to fight like a new revamped version of Diablo. So like the 3D version of what he would have looked like, kind of like what he looks like in HOTS. So like, because that was the original Diablo, I think.
Yeah. Maybe it's like because they have the adventure mode, which is like a spin-off of the campaign. It's not necessarily doesn't make sense to the campaign, so maybe it's just like something like that I'm missing. But
yeah, they said it was going to be like a temple or whatever with like 10 or 20 levels to it, and each level has unique enemies, unique to Diablo 1 and I think 2, and then you also get to fight the bosses from Diablo 1. So
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Because I played Diablo 1 like back in the day.
I never played it, but yeah.
I mean, I think that was one of my first like computer games.
Dude, I played that game for me and my buddy at the time.
You robbed kids, we know.
No. That was Diablo 2. This was the original Diablo. You could just dupe items and like there was no there was no consequence. But we played that game for like years before we figured out Diablo 2 had been released for years, and we're like,
this was like before like the internet. Yeah.
This is like the advent of the internet, like what 2003 or something.
Well, I think it was before there was like a real community towards like gaming news and stuff like that.
There's nothing like Reddit or whatever.
Yeah.
So like when we found out, we're like, holy shit, and like we all went out and bought it that same day and like just played for hours.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That was before day one patches.
Yep.
Like that. Yeah.
Back when games were released and they were finished.
Yep. Sam, you're looking to get back into Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah. Well, I already kind of did. I
saw you on there earlier in Origin.
Yeah, I made I'm looking to make a Knight Enchanter, I think is what they're called, because I wanted to finish the storyline. I never finished it.
What does a Knight Enchanter do?
He's like a battle mage. You have really good defensive abilities, and it basically buffs your mage to, I think, always have an extra strong and no cooldown shield for everybody. So everybody always has a shield. And then you also get, as a Knight Enchanter, like the end talent, I think, is anybody who died or who has low health, you use your ability and it would res them automatically, give them full health, and then like anybody who stands close to you gets healed. So you get a heal.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. And he gets really good defensive abilities. So, like, if you're getting charged by melee, you can phase shift, and then when you phase back in, you do 1,000% of your weapon damage and knock them back.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's like super good.
I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but that game was... I didn't have a very easy time playing through there, and maybe it's because I just spread my build out, but that sounds really fun.
Yeah. Well, it seems super simplistic, but they said, like, your main thing that buffs your barrier shield, you have to build up charges with it, and when you build up enough charges, you use your thing called, like, source, or, force blade or something like that, and you make, like, a fucking two-handed, like, claymore out of, like, magic, and you just start fucking, like, slicing at people and doing a lot of damage to it, so you do, like, AoE damage that ends up buffing your barrier's shield strength. And every time you crit... it lowers the cooldown, or no, it makes your next ability not have a cooldown. So you could use barrier, it would be extra strong, and then like if you crit, it wouldn't have a cooldown, so you can use barrier again after that, and just it's like a perpetual cycle that just keeps going. You just tear shit up. So
that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh man,
sounds super fun.
I want to play Dragon Age.
That seems like the way to play these like RPGs is find like a build.
Yeah.
Where do you find that build? Or?
I just googled because I was just trying to finish. I just googled how to or what's a good class to play in Dragon Age for starting out, and they're just like. I went to the third link was I think Reddit, and the top thing is just like for survivability you all want to go with a KE, and I'm like the fuck's a KE? And then he goes into depth
Night
and
Enchanter.
a paragraph of here's why, and then there's the second thing for if you want to just do solo and screw the group and do all this damage, it's you want to go with a ranged assassin with a bow.
Dude, there are some heroes out there that crunch the numbers on all these classes and stuff like that. I mean, when you go and look up a WoW build or a build for Dragon Age or something like that, anything that you have to do a build in, anything where the numbers count, it's somebody's done it. Someone's put together this whole schematic on how to make the most effective character.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. I don't know. It's cool if you want that, but then sometimes it's kind of shitty too because it's and you feel like you need to play only one way.
Yeah.
But
whenever I start those games, I feel like I just choose what I want, not what's effective.
Yeah, me too.
That's why having a build is probably a good idea.
Well, I had a weird build last time I was playing. It was I went fire and frost with a little bit of electricity for AoE and going up against tanks or whatever. And I was yeah, this feels good, but nothing that complemented one or the other. It was kind of just this counters this type of enemy, this counters this type of enemy. With this build, fuck counters, you could just do a shit ton of damage and not take any. So I'm this sounds amazing. So I'm just gonna try it just so I can get to the end of the story and see what's up with that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Right on. I mean, I was kind of hoping Justin was going to be here this week so we could talk to him more about it. Because last I talked to him, he hadn't even left Haven. So I hope he has at this point.
Yeah, I know that feeling, though, because I just started and I'm in the hinterlands. And they're just you just got to get 4 power and then go to the diplomat meeting and then branch off to get you the castle or whatever. And I have 12 power and I'm still in the hinterlands going around picking fights and shit.
There's so much to do.
Yeah, super fun, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you guys we all saw the announcement for the Nintendo NX, correct?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I don't follow any Nintendo stuff. You guys, I get all my news from you guys.
Do you get all your news from this podcast?
No. I mean strictly Nintendo stuff.
Rumors, I think this, It's oh, that must be law.
Yeah.
That must be the news.
There's no games on Nintendo that appeal to me anymore.
Well, that might change. Yeah. Because this...
Well, besides Zelda.
Yeah, Zelda's really good.
Now, this new console that got announced is pretty interesting. It is a hybrid, home console / handheld. So, have you...
Oh, I think I saw...
You saw some... I'm sure you saw some pictures and stuff online.
Yeah.
But it's... Or, sorry, wait, is it called the Switch now?
Yeah, Nintendo's Switch.
Why did I call it the NX?
I think that's what it was... Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
Its code name?
Prototype name or something.
So yeah, the Nintendo Switch. So it's a pretty neat little thing from what it looks like. I mean, Nintendo always does a really good job of making things look really fun.
Yeah.
And not that they're not fun, but they probably don't survive the test of time as well as we hope that they would.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be an interesting season for Nintendo because, I mean, they had the kind of lackluster sales as far as like the Wii U went, and the 3DS is still strong. Like, they sell a ton of those.
Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. But it's interesting to see them come out with something that's like a hybrid platform. I think it's something that we had all talked about, like maybe seeing one day, but nobody knew if it was going to actually happen. So
what do you mean by hybrid?
Well, it's like a you get like the nunchuck
like
mixed in with like the Wii U like face or whatever it is.
Yeah,
tablet.
Well, it's Sean. It's a modular system, so like pieces come off and other pieces go on.
Yeah.
Like the base system is a touchscreen. It looks like a tablet, like any other tablet.
Yeah.
But like then these two like controller pads slide onto the side, and you have like now a mobile platform. Like it's like the whole console is mobile and ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like that whole thing is the system. Alternatively, you can like dock that and then like reconfigure the controller and go sit on your couch, and now you've got a wireless controller.
And it'll like direct to your HDMI output or whatever to your TV, so you can like now like you were playing handheld, you connect it to the rest of the console and then connect that to your TV, and then like now it shows up on your TV, and then you're like, okay, cool, and then you have like it comes with a real Nintendo controller again. Remember the days when Nintendo had an actual controller? Holy fuck, people, we did it.
I know. That looks good. I mean, it looks cool. I think they were saying that Breath of the Wild is going to be a launch title for it. I think. Well, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, the game's probably done.
So wait,
waiting for.
Well, I was listening to the Beastcast, and they were saying that something about it getting pushed, like it got delayed.
They premiered the game before the console was even announced?
Yeah. I mean, they've done that before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like they premiered Titanfall before the 360 was announced.
Yeah, they're probably just touching up some dungeons or something.
It wasn't like an exclusive Xbox game, wasn't it? Or was it?
Titanfall?
Yeah, I think it was.
Was it for a while?
Well, it was a launch title. It was supposed to be like the big launch title for. Was it 360 or was it Xbox One? I think it was Xbox One.
Probably Xbox.
And then eventually came out
probably
for
Xbox
PC.
One.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's all that sorts of things going on. What else you guys been playing lately?
Played in HOTS or Heroes of the Storm. Oh yeah, I guess we talk about HOTS. It's got they get the King.
Oh yeah, and Zarya's in HOTS. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's weird.
They added a bunch of new shit. Yeah.
Huh.
Who's Zarya?
Cool. From Overwatch. Remember the like Russian lady with like
super
the beam
good.
gun?
Yeah, she's a warrior.
Yeah.
Like she has all these shields and stuff. It buffs her. Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought she'd be like a sniper or something though.
Yeah, she's like a ranged warrior, so she like throws a shield on people and all that. It's like Overwatch style, so you absorb damage that people take, and then it buffs your damage. She has like the orb things that she shoots out, and it does a lot of damage.
Huh.
We haven't played Overwatch in a while.
I know. Well, I mean, like look how many fucking FPSs we have.
Titanfall, man.
It's
I know.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's there if we ever want to play it. So.
Yeah. Check out Sombra. Somebody, I don't even know what Sombra is. She's like a spy or something.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Nintendo Switch.
Sorry, a little lull in the conversation here while I send something over to Sean so he can see what a Nintendo Switch looks like.
Known as NX.
Yeah. So that's it. It's like you see over on the side.
That's pretty neat, actually.
It's pretty cool. Like watching the announcement video for it was pretty neat. I like the way that they have it kind of all set up.
Flash ROM cartridges rather than optical discs.
Yeah.
They're going old school.
Well, I mean, you got to think about the 3DS still uses cartridges.
Oh yeah.
So
easier to hack.
That is true.
ROMs and stuff.
We should do like a gaming security segment of the podcast. Here we go. Sean, ready? Go. All right, that was good. Yeah, so it uses an NVIDIA Tegra chip. So
it's probably what those NVIDIA tablets use, right?
Yeah, like the shields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shields.
I don't know about this. Well, I don't know because like
why?
I don't know. It seems like they're making not the same mistake, but like they're so far behind as far as like what a good console is at this point. Like they showed in that preview of it, like, oh, you could play Skyrim, a game from 2011, and it's just like, oh, yay, finally, way to go, Nintendo! Like you really pushed the fucking boundaries.
You can play Skyrim on.
Yeah, that was something they'd kind of demoed on it.
Yeah,
that's why Donkey was saying that.
Yeah,
yeah,
and fucking like the only game that probably is going to look really good is going to be a Nintendo,
first party like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they're gonna have like their in-house people that know how to work with the system. Everybody else is gonna be like, fuck that, let's work with something that has good graphics.
Well, not to mention like they aren't fucking like. Does Nintendo know how to make a tablet? Like,
well,
I know
I'm
it's
sure
supposed to be a console, but
I'm sure that's not going to be like the challenging factor in this, because I mean, there's a million of them out there. I'm sure a company as storied as Nintendo could figure out how to put that together.
Yeah, there's something about the box that like connects it and turns it into a console that like somebody was saying, like some software engineer or something like that was just like, yeah, it probably transfers the signal from the game you were currently playing. So like wherever state you were in, it just transfers that information to the console, which is probably where like a lot of the powerful stuff is like stored.
Well, no, actually, that's the thing about the dock is that there's no. The only things that exist in the dock are charging and output. So all of the processing still happens in that tablet.
Okay.
That thing's gonna get super hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're supposed to hold it. Like what?
Hopefully somebody has thought of that so far.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like Microsoft offering up all the refunds or the recalls.
Well, who knows?
And you can pull apart the Wii things and like turn them sideways so you can play like multiplayer or whatever. And somebody's just like countdown until I lose one of my controllers.
Yeah. I mean that is that's user error though.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
No, go ahead.
You. But these things on the side,
yeah,
are individual controllers,
right? Yeah. So you can actually take those off and then play a 2-player game.
Yeah,
each of you using a piece of that, like one stick and some buttons.
It's like D-pad. They kept the NES design.
Yeah.
And by the way, what's up with that mini NES bullshit? Like everybody's like going crazy for it. And it's like you got a Raspberry Pi for free or whatever, and it's just like it probably stores like 9 times as much games.
I mean, I'm just saying. So they have that mini NES out right now. Sean, have you seen that? Or
no?
Yeah. It's an NES, not Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah, it's NES.
Yeah. And it's got like 35 games on it, and it's basically it looks like a little Raspberry Pi box. I'm just saying, I have a Raspberry Pi Zero with RetroPie loaded on it, and I think I have like, I don't know, 700 something ROMs on there.
Yeah, and you probably got like Super Nintendo as well as Nintendo.
I do.
Yeah, dude.
All of games that I've owned in the past, of course.
Yeah.
Legally.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like they're selling it for like it's like $60 or $70 or something like that, and it's like they're sold out everywhere.
No.
I'm like, who the fuck?
It's too.
No, that's the original, I think. Like that's like in case somebody wants to have the. I don't know why you would pay. God damn, $225 for an original NES.
State of the art.
I mean, people collect all sorts of things,
Fucking A, man.
I wouldn't pay that much for an old console.
It's still NES Classic Mini EU console, $188.
$188?
Yeah.
Shit.
Wait, no, dude. I'm pretty sure I saw it at GameStop or something like it for like $60.
Wait, are you guys talking about the NES Mini?
Yeah.
No, it's seriously like not. It's like $65 or something.
Yeah. This is like
I think you're looking up like
miniature.
Yeah, I think you're looking up like a real consoles.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's like it comes with like 35 games, I think 2 controllers.
Yeah.
Which I'm just saying I have like a 4-port USB hub that I don't have to have proprietary controllers for. I could just plug an Xbox controller in.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's neat in the fact that it looks like a little mini NES, but little DIY elbow grease. I mean, you could probably make an enclosure for a Raspberry Pi that looks exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm sure it tugs at some people's heartstrings as far as nostalgia goes.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I mean, not for me personally.
If it came with like a little screen or something, but you still got to attach it to a TV at that point. It's like,
yeah, I mean, I grew up playing, like not NES. I had one when I was a kid, and I played a lot of it, but like SNES. Like that was my first real console that was mine.
Yeah. And
like, don't get me wrong, I think it's neat. Like I'm nostalgic towards it, but I'm not going to pay $200 to get one. And B, it's like I have all those ROMs and I can have the same experience. Like I don't need to see a little box that looks like an NES to enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
But, I guess to each their own. If people want to spend their money on it, then they will. And they're obviously making money because they're still making them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, maybe it'll go up in value. So people are just buying it so they can sell it for more later.
I hope that's not the case because I do not think that thing is going to skyrocket at any point.
Run an emulator on my computer right now.
Well, that's like how we think right now, but apparently it's sold out in America. So
someone's buying it.
Yeah, somebody's buying it. So it's like there's probably a market for it. And if you just buy it and then wait, somebody's going to really want it. And you're like, all right, $200. No worries.
Maybe they're waiting for like the holidays and then all of a sudden eBay's going to get flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it's like the same people that buy Pokemon cards just strictly because they'll go up in value one day.
Yeah, trying to get that like.
What are you talking about? They will.
The foil ones or whatever.
Let me just go ahead and put my binder away.
Yeah, mine's still in my closet somewhere,
dude. I know. Hey,
I'm gonna be a millionaire someday.
Dude, I'm just saying. Like I busted those out a little while ago. Like my collection of old trading cards. Lots of baseball cards, stuff like that. It's all Pokemon. And I just went to go see how much stuff was selling for, and I sold like a foil Blastoise on eBay for like $40.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, shit.
So they were worth more. Like I went to Pokemon shops and Pokemon shops. Like the
trading card shops, like comic shops,
and they would have those super rare holographics for like $200.
Yeah,
dude,
they were worth more than they were when it was popular. Not rather than now.
Man, I'm telling you, for a little while in high school, I worked at the comic shop by our house, and this one time, this mom came in and
she used to work at a comic book shop?
Yeah, it was very short, very short term, very under the table, but.
It's not a shady.
Yeah, but seriously, but don't tell anybody.
It's so weird.
And I remember the case, the top of it had all Yu-Gi-Oh cards because that's what was in at the time, and the manager was just well, this is what people are charging for them, so this is what we're gonna tag them as, and then it's just $40, $60, $100, $180 for something, and this mom came in this one time, and I mean, this was a comic shop adjacent to a very affluent city, and she cleared out the case for her kid to have all the best cards or something. I think she spent I don't know, $1,600.
What? That is fucking retarded.
On something 60 cards maybe.
That is ridiculous.
I mean,
wow. She wasn't getting it for her kid. She's just a super Pokemon fan. She's gotta have it,
dude.
Blue Eyes White Dragon, that's mine.
Oh man, I don't know. I remember ringing that up, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess it's not really fair for me to put. No, dude, it is. That was fucking stupid.
She activated your trap card.
Oh Jesus.
Dude, she flipped her hoodie, put on her sunglasses, walks out of there like a boss. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying, I do understand collector's value in certain things, but those are little square pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, the thing is those hold no real inherent value aside from what it costs to produce them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's they're not one of a kind, handcrafted things.
Yeah.
It's not some piece of art necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know.
Well, it's just like currency. People place as much value in it as they think it's worth.
No, that's a good point. That's exactly it, I guess.
But if you take a picture, it'll last longer.
I mean, it just, I don't know. That whole interaction got me thinking of what value is really, and especially with with kind of the culture that we participate in.
Bitcoin.
I
don't know why. I just was thinking.
You can keep on
blah,
thinking.
Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. Complete sentences.
Talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! It sounds like Bitcoin.
No, I'm just saying, I think we all have friends that collect stuff. It's a thing in like nerd culture. You know, growing up playing video games, collecting comics, collecting Pokemon cards, whatever it is.
Yeah. Video games for me in the past week, I've got like 9 fucking video games.
I know. Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, though, if you get value out of it, that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, that's...
You think that kid got $1,600 worth of value out of those cards?
I imagine those got, like, shown off for, like, a week, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't cool anymore. Yeah. And then they're, like, in the trash or something.
Mom, you don't understand me. He, like, puts on his Hot Topic t-shirt and walks away.
That's sad to think about. So, yeah. Anything else you guys can think of that we need to talk about? Hold, listeners, while we come up with more stuff to talk about, because we have all been pretty busy.
Just put some music right here in this section.
I'm gonna get some like elevator music. Yeah, just in case for lulls in the conversation.
Get that like the girl from Eep.
Hey, you got 3 seconds, or else we gotta pay for rights on that.
Yeah.
3 seconds, is that
I think it's something like that. Yeah,
copyright.
Like if you play
use.
a song, you have like you can play it for like 3 seconds, and then you have to like you owe the artist rights or something, or you owe the artist like compensation.
Yeah. I beat
that shit is so arbitrary.
Heart of the Swarm though. That was pretty cool.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I never. Wait, did I beat Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah, because I was like, remember this?
Oh yeah,
stupid ending.
I fucking get them like mixed up. Honestly, I don't know why it is, but mostly with StarCraft 2, like I'm mixing up like the expansions all the time.
That fucking ending was so dumb though.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it was satisfying because that whatever. But
don't tell them.
Yeah. It was satisfying, but it was fucking dumb. Like how it ended, and you're like, really?
I think honestly, it rolled credits, and I was just like, I just Alt F4 and went and did something else.
They're releasing like individual missions now with
with Nova and stuff.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, you play as her. Like, it's like, you know how like in Warcraft you had like one hero that had like crazy abilities, and like, you know, she's stealth, so like she has to like go through like a base and like stealth through and like not be seen and take out like a certain person. So it's kind of cool.
Can't she like stab people now too?
Probably in those missions, but I don't think she can in HOTS.
Yeah, you know, just a quick poll here. You guys do know where Nova came from, right?
She's a mercenary. She's like a what's her called?
Well, I mean, Kerrigan. Like, do you guys know? You guys know that there was a game that was completely revolved around Nova.
Oh, I didn't know that,
and it failed.
Yeah,
it didn't get
produced. StarCraft Ghost.
Oh yeah, Ghost. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to make sure because like I had this conversation or a similar one with some people at work, and it was like
and they didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said Ghost. I was like, I kept remembering like.
So
when we used to play,
that was such a dude. That was teased on like almost on the level of like Duke Nukem Forever. Like it would be like E3s would come and go, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, StarCraft Go's working on it. You guys are gonna love it." And then like eventually they're just like, "Yeah, no, we don't talk about that one anymore."
Yeah, it's like the Titan project from Blizzard.
Oh yeah, and that kind of like got axed and then turned into Overwatch.
Yeah, to like siphon the whatever it is, the
like resources from it.
Property.
Yeah. I wonder what that would have been. You know,
they said they were going to make it an MMO, but then they said like if the game wasn't fun. So I was like, well, good on them that they were like, well, we're not going to release a shitty game. We're going to try and make something out of this.
You know, that's true, honestly, and maybe it's because Blizzard just has license to do that because they're so big and they have honestly so much money.
Yeah, they got a lot of lawyers, and so does Activision. So Activision can be like, we want more money, and then Blizzard can just be like, well, we don't care. We want to make a good game so we don't lose stock prices or
or fans, honestly, because it's like
one and the same. Whatever. Anything Blizzard releases, a lot of Blizzard fans come back to check it out. So,
yeah, I love that. I love the fucking Blizzard ecosystem of like all these people that are like disenfranchised over Blizzard. And they're just like, oh, it's fucking Blizzard's played out and like all this shit, and then like something comes out, they're just like, ooh,
Overwatch, what is this? Ooh.
What is it? Is that a game? Ooh,
Genji, yeah.
Yeah.
So Blizzard's or Nova's like Blizzard's like trashy thing that they just kind of kept around. It's like their shitty like thing that didn't work that they kept around because they're like, it was a cool design. I like the concept. It's kind of like the Varric of the StarCraft universe. Didn't work in fucking Dragon Age 2. Why are you bringing them back? Like,
I think it suffered a little bit of like Fez syndrome in a way, where like when it was being produced, the technology was advancing at such a like high rate that every time they'd like get a certain amount of like game done, it would be old. Like it looked like shit. Like it looked old.
That was like that weird like 1997 or something where like graphics were starting to go from like shitty to like okay.
It was probably a little later than that, but
no, it was
like 03 or something.
Yeah. But that was the thing. Is like I remember them talking about
I don't know why
they had like all this gameplay for Ghost, and then it was just like, oh, we got to redo it all because like.
Yeah,
it's made on like fucking Unreal Engine from
it can
like
look better now. So.
Yeah, but yeah, it's
when you think about it, like any game nowadays is like developed years ago.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
Wasn't the StarCraft Ghost? Isn't that exactly what the new Nova missions are in StarCraft?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's what I heard it was going to be about. It was like you get to play as Nova, and you get like these stealth abilities, and you have to not be detected, and you're like an assassin. But in the StarCraft, it's like supposed to be really cool, and that sounds exactly like what StarCraft Legacy of the Void Nova missions are.
I mean, it definitely could be. I don't know.
They kind of just be like, let's bring it back. Fuck it.
What? I don't know. That's actually kind of cool. Like I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I will check that out for sure.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Legacy of the Void to go on sale so I can get it. I'm not paying $40 for it.
Dude, it's amazing how like. I mean, I think even just a few years ago, I saw like the Diablo 2 Battle Chest on sale, and it was still like $30.
I know. I was like, I want to play Warcraft 3, and I was like, where can I get Warcraft 3 for cheap? And I was like, first like 5 links on Google were all BattleNet.
Yeah.
I click on it, it's like $10, $20. I'm like, the game's fucking like a decade and a half old. What the fuck are you talking about? $20?
You haven't bought it before? It's like with your BattleNet account.
I never bought it.
No. What do you guys think about Star Wars: The Old Republic?
I think it was a good cinematic. I don't think it's a good game.
Yeah.
Finished.
There have been a few times I've gone back to that game because I'm like, I watch the cinematic, I'm like,
yeah.
And then I get back into the game, I'm just like, fuck.
Yep.
The grind. Yep. Hit the grind, and it's just like, nah, I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every MMO. It's like, I could be playing Titanfall and parkouring into, like, getting one shot.
Yeah.
But no, I gotta be sitting here and, one-shotting these mobs over and over again.
Yeah, I know. I wish there was a... And maybe there is. Maybe I'm putting my foot in my mouth with this one, but, like...
You wish you could parkour and MMO?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish there was a new common model for MMO. Like, I wish there was a way, like... And I don't have one. I just hope that someday soon someone's going to think of something that doesn't require grinding.
Yeah.
But I can still play as an RPG.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the thing. Like, that's the thing I hate the most. Like, I just fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I gotta say, WoW's done a pretty good job of, like, I don't feel it as much when I'm playing, but it's still there.
Yeah. Well, I think the world quests are, that's what Warhammer did back in the day. That was kind of cool, because it didn't feel like a grind, but you still got a lot of XP if you helped everybody do something, like take out a world boss or something. That was kind of cool.
Is it just me, or was there kind of a weird time in, like, the, 2010-ish range where there was just a shitload of MMOs coming out and they were all bombing?
Yeah. Well, that was like, what was that? Wrath of the Lich King. Because they started posting like over 10 million subscribers, and it's like everybody pays $15 a month, 10 million subscribers. That's a lot of fucking money. And companies were like, we want some of that, shudda. And so they were like, they all started investing in like MMOs. Like, that's the new thing. Like, make the thing, make the money.
It's like they're all from New England too,
dude.
Get some of that clown chowder.
Wait, what?
Clown chowder?
Oh, Jesus!
Really bad.
Yeah, that was a terrible fucking Boston accent.
That hurt.
Get some of that cheddar.
Oh boy. It only made me think of that because it was like, you guys remember there was what was that one that you and Trevor played for a while? It was like Hercules one or something.
Oh, Age of Conan. Yeah.
Age of Conan. Yeah. It was like Age of Conan. There was like a Warhammer one that
that one was
around for a little bit.
Like the caster was super overpowered. I remember.
Yeah, and I mean, like I remember there's a bunch of them. Like we fucking tried so many of them.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I think You could probably blame Wrath of the Lich King, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so good. Like,
they had so many subscribers and they were making so much money. Like, if you were a company making video games and you're like, how much money did we make last year? And they're like, it's $60 for one game, and then they stop playing it. It's like, these fuckers are getting $15 a month, and it's like they have 10 million subscribers. You know how much fucking money that is? You're fired.
You're right. You are. Like, it's crazy.
There's just too much like investment and not enough return. Especially like, I don't know, the people who are into Warcraft are fucking into Warcraft. Like, they love that universe.
Yeah.
Like, the people who are still playing it religiously, like, they live for World of Warcraft. Yeah. That's like their persona. So.
Well, dude, I'm sure it's like a tried and true model at this point, but can you imagine when they were going to release the first expansion for a while, like Burning Crusade? And they were like, can you imagine what a fucking gamble that must have been?
Yeah.
Because it was just like, they had put all the time, money, and effort into basically making an entire new game.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they reuse all the models and stuff like that, but I mean, like, designing and fleshing out this whole new world.
First 5 seconds you walk in, you're just like, all right, what's the first quest? Go kill a boar. It's like, how many boars have I killed in vanilla? I'm going to kill another fucking boar in the new game. Like, what?
But like, someone must have been thinking, like, if they don't come back, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, this costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then, like, every fucking WoW player comes back in droves, and they're just like, oh, we can't stay afloat with all this money. It's like Scrooge McDuck's tower.
It's like the Blizzard office. So you just
a big fucking neon Blizzard sign on top of Scrooge McDuck's tower.
Well, talking about a game that doesn't require a subscription that is always awesome and continues to be awesome.
Ooh. What you got?
Rocket League.
Oh,
no,
I thought you were going to bring up Path of Exile with that.
No, that game's free. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought you were leading into. Like, it's free and it's always updated. And I was like, oh, I know what
we should play that, though. But I was just kind of
mentioning... Path of Exile or Rocket League?
Yeah, Path of Exile.
I don't play... Well, I kind of did, but I don't know. I can never get into those things. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
They constantly update that game.
I know, I can't
get into
it, though.
Just they just came out with a new expansion.
Just the way that it, like, plays, like, I don't... Like, I'm gonna Diablo, I never finished because I'm like, I don't know.
You have to have fun, like, twinking out your character, because that's what it's really about.
Well, you also have to have... I feel this way about, like, Tyranny and Path of Exile and Pillars, is that... well, especially, like... wait, Pillars is the one that's like Tyranny, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With those kinds of games, you have to have no distractions.
Yeah.
And you have to have, like, just a calm environment to, like, participate in a story.
Yeah, and a joy of reading.
Yes.
Well, a lot of reading.
Well, you don't need that with Path of Exile. You can just, like, fucking stampede through.
Okay, because that's a little bit more like Diablo, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit more mindless, but the mindful part is, like, actually building your character.
Yeah, planning out the right talents and stuff.
Yeah, well, they're not talents. They're literally gems you put into your gear. It's so cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you can combine them, and, like, some of them are passive. They enhance abilities. You can, like, make a fireball do cold damage if you wanted to.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's
okay, that's kind of cool.
That. Yeah.
You can do that in Tyranny.
And they add new gems, so it's like, it's not the same game ever.
Yeah.
So this is weird. I never got this out of playing Rocket League.
Huh?
No. I know. It's 'cause
but anyway, yeah, I wanted to say, like, Rocket League was like an overnight success, or so it's perceived to be.
Yeah.
But that game actually was in development for years.
Yeah.
Really?
Did you see that documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wasn't it some, like, weird mod of something to start with?
It was. So the developers, what are they called?
Psionics.
They did mods for Unreal Tournament Engine back in the day.
Oh.
And they did all these spin-offs of these, like, everyone liked vehicles, that was when I think Halo 1 first came out.
Okay.
Unreal kind of, like,
they had a bunch of vehicles too. I remember that.
Yeah.
The Scorpion? Or no, that was the Unreal Tournament. Yeah. They made the Scorpion. I know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so they were like this company that made a mod, and then they did contract work for a bunch of big games like Epic Games, Gears of War.
Yeah.
That's how they stayed afloat. And then
I think I did read something about that.
Yeah.
Or you guys sent me something about that.
Yeah, it was a 2-part documentary. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was funny. They never anticipated their player base, so, like, when they went live, that's why their servers crashed all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
The like, CEO's wife literally had to, like, push a button every like 2 hours to keep the servers running.
Holy
like,
shit!
Yeah, it's a funny story. Like,
I don't think I saw the part 2. I saw like the part 1.
I think it might have been in part 2.
Yeah, because I don't remember the wife having to press a button.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, they like made they like put a gamble on making their own game, and they made I forget what it's called. Like it's some stupid name.
Yeah, it was like a super califragilistic like bumper cars or something.
Rocket battle cars.
It's like this dumbass name, and it still exists on PlayStation 2 store.
It's like
3 store.
Rocket League, but like the arena. You know how like there's no behind the goal for the most Rocket League? Like in the old game, like you could hit the ball behind the goal and then be like, oh shit, and have to like go out and hit it back around to try and score the goal again. It's like, oh
damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll bring that back or like something kind of like that.
Yeah,
like a mode.
They have that in a couple of those like arena modes or whatever. You know, like the
basketball ones,
the weird maps. Well, I guess that's kind of like that because you can only score it from like a vertical thing. So,
god damn it, that game's so fucking fun.
I know. So good.
It's crazy too because it's like
it's so simple and like you can't complain like, oh my god, that other guy's got the overpowered car. It's just like, no, dude, that guy just plays a lot and he's really fucking good at this game.
Yep. It's weird too because
when you get stomped, you're just like, god, fuck this. I'm gonna go.
When you guys showed me that game from like early on, I was just like, Rocket League, and you're a car hitting a soccer ball.
Yeah, you're like,
this sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah,
that's what I
thought when I first saw it.
I think I bought it, played one match. I was like, this sucks. This game's dumb.
Yep. Who bought it first? I think was it
Sam got it first.
One of us. Yeah. Because I saw like Game Grumps or something. It was Game Grumps.
Yeah, Game Grumps.
Okay.
Giant Bomb or something like that. And I was like, Sean, we got to check this out. And then Sean's like, yeah, I was looking at that. And then I bought it and I was just testing it out. And I was like, let's play a game,
dude. And then Sam played it more than any of us, I think.
Yeah, you have Skyrim level hours on it.
Yeah, like mastered or whatever.
Dude, but I ruined people's days in 1v1. It's like it's so
whoa,
funny.
Sean. Whoa.
Just saying.
Just saying I kind of wreck shit.
Good. Okay, we're at an hour.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on, guys. You want to do the sign off real quick?
Sure.
I wanted to mention a game. Have you guys seen Everspace? It's like a roguelike.
Oh yeah, you showed me that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like you guys have played for FTL, right?
Yeah. Well, I haven't played it, but
Fat
I've
Titty
seen
Lickers.
What?
Wow.
That's from the Game Grumps. Anyway,
you do mean Faster Than Light, right?
Yeah, Faster Than Light.
Okay.
Fat Titty
I mean, it's pretty much one and the same there, right? Good.
Anyway, it's almost like a 1v1.
I just got that stuck in my head. Okay, I'm sorry. Talk about your video game, Sean. You ruined our sign off to talk about more games.
Were you gonna sign off?
What do you think we are? No, keep talking.
It's basically like 1-to-1, like that game, but in a 3D realm.
Okay.
And it's a roguelike. So when you start over, you just have a new ship, and you advance. But it's way cool. It's like someone mentioned it was kind of like Freelancer back in the day. If you guys ever played.
Oh
that.
yeah.
I
mean, that was a really okay.
Yeah, that game was modded to hell, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but it was also very hard.
There's some elements of that too.
Okay.
But the cool thing about this is there's persistent skill trees. So you die, but you also get to keep your skills and like stuff that enhances your ship hull and
ship hull.
HULL.
And so yeah, it's super fun. It's kind of addicting to play, but it's one of those pre-release games, but it runs really well, but it's not complete. Like there's supposed to be a story element to it, why you're going to all these sectors.
Okay. It's kind of like Rogue Legacy, right? Like you die, but you gain like whatever talents you got while you're alive. That one in the last life.
Exactly.
Hey, let me ask you guys something real quick, and maybe you could explain this to me. What's the difference between roguelike and roguelite?
I have no idea.
Okay, I see that ever so often. I don't really know.
Roguelike means like, when you die, you die. Like it's too bad, start over from the beginning of the level. And then like roguelite would probably be like you died, but like maybe you got a checkpoint or something.
You get to keep stuff from.
Yeah, maybe like you used up your items that you had, but like maybe there's a checkpoint in the middle, so you're like, oh, I don't have to redo the whole fucking item or thing again.
Okay. That's just a little thoughty poo on my part.
I don't know, but that's my guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Word.
All right, and now are we good? Sean, are we done, or do you want to talk about some titty lickers some more?
Yeah.
Some fat titty. No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, you guys want to do the sign off with me?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll do the first part, and then I'll do the first part. If you want to do the website, just duelingjoysticks.com.
Okay.
If you want to do the Twitch channel that we don't post to ever, but we should at some point, do that, and then I'll finish up.
Okay.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us on episode 8 of your new favorite gaming podcast, Dueling Joysticks. Thank you for joining us again. My cohorts are going to tell you where to find us on the internet. Sam?
Yeah, if you want to listen to any of our previous episodes, or you would like to leave a comment about stuff you might want to talk or might want us to talk about or play in the future, because I'm always open to checking out new games, go to duelingjoysticks.com.
And if you want to check out our Twitch channel, which we never post to, twitch.tv/duelingjoysticks.
We've also got facebook.com/duelingjoysticks, and you can follow us on Twitter, Dueling Joysticks, or at Dueling Joysticks, spelled STIX. Thank you guys for listening. See ya.